Welcome, Virgo, to Find the Found Tarot 1111. Today we're going to do your 6-month 2022 love prediction reading from January to June. This week for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs of Virgo. Please take the messages that resonate with you. Obviously, you're not going to know, but feel free to come back month after month and check it out, see if it resonated. Feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know how it fit. I hope it provides at least some clarity or insight of what's to come. We all live by free will and choice, right? So obviously that could change. So we're going to grab our 6 months here, January to June, clarifying energies. We are going to do your overall energy for the 6 months, Virgo, and then your divine advice for the next 6 months, okay? So hopefully we'll see what we got here. If you're new or returning to the channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have all of you. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, and subscriptions. It means so much to me to see the channel growing. Know my messages are resonating with you is huge. We are going to use the singing bowl here. As I do so, I ask you to take that deep breath in, exhale whenever you feel so inclined to do so. That's going to help balance your energy, set your intentions, and bring them into the reading. Okay, so Virgo, let's get started. Peace, health, and wealth. Happy holidays to your families. Hopefully it's a blessed time for you. All right, I love that energy. Let's see what your overall energy for the next 6 months is. Oh, look at that, Virgo. Hermit, you came into your energy, so you're definitely feeling good. You're going to a time of solitude, your own inner energy, Virgo. You like to be kind of in that solitary energy. It's a good time of introspection for you. That's where you gain your best knowledge, your best clarity. That's when your best stuff comes to you, essentially, Virgo. So I feel like, the next 6 months in terms of love, you're being authentic to who you are and what's important to you. So kudos to that. Nobody can ever knock that energy. Beautiful stuff. January, we have Venus and love here, Virgo. So, yeah, this is definitely speaking to time of love. And January, I think, is going to open up some new possibilities in terms of the way that you loved in the past. But this is, let love take care of it for now, I feel like, okay? So, this represents, it co-rules the signs of Libra and Taurus, Venus does, but the energies function very differently. So, in Libra, Venus works best in the fields of beauty and social balance, romantic love. In Taurus, kind of Venus stands for, something that's very creative, and partner-oriented. But there's a great need to unite here, Virgo, with sort of, another, energy that's a lot like you. You're currently looking and searching in that area for your soulmate, and there's a great need, to bring this to life here. I feel like this can bring on some codependency and fears of being alone energy here, though. So both Libra and Taurus are signs best supported in some sort of form of partnership, but it does not necessarily have to be romantic love or marriage. Okay, so I feel like that's also there, but more than this card indicates, either a new love coming into your life or the improvement of a new start of an older love relationship. So when Venus is presenting itself, I feel like the first thing to focus on is in romance and love here. But after that, creativity and refinement, okay? You can be assured here, Virgo, you're found, very attractive at this present time. And maybe, the subject of some advances coming in January. If so, romance comes a little bit playful, a little bit childlike even. But it's time for, full heart blessings. If a relationship begins, it's going to have more of a sense of contentment and happiness to it. And less of the other energy. Clarifying energy is a new vitality. Like I said, you're bringing in very much a new balanced chakra, energy into your life right now, and a new vitality into, a relationship that was maybe had seen as not, going to pan out in the future. Okay, because you just couldn't see it as going any further, and that could have impacted that the way in which you saw something. But I feel like this is a new vitality that's emerging. You're going to see the revitalization, the potential here, both with others and yourself, I feel like. So you're going to seize this energy, infuse it here, but have fun here. This is a raised rate of vibration here. This could assist in improving some current relationships and in drawing new relationships to you, Virgo. So your loved one, you're gonna see your loved ones in a different light here. For the time being, set aside any difficulties, focus on that harmonious, loving aspects here, and think of creative ways to add more laughter and life to your life. It's beautiful. Your spirit guides are here, really supporting you along in January. February, you have the Mercury, the mind here. So I feel like this is definitely a trickster energy possibly coming in. Trickster, get out of your head here. I feel like February could put you in a little bit of a state of muck in terms of your mind. So here I feel like just when the energy seems to start to flow one way, it's like boom, it starts to shift to go another here. So that's what I mean by that trickster energy. It's very spontaneous and a little bit flexible energy, and something a little bit of a Virgo earth grounded energy might not feel so great about. Mercury is the wisdom and stupidity found in intelligence, because when it's not connected with the heart or the feelings, right? So Mercury maximizes the imagination, but also symbolizes, the liar when it comes to the double talk with mixed feelings and meanings, right? It's the planet of gaslighting. So I feel like, this shows mentally sharp and flexible how we are, right? Our mental range and how eloquent we are. But I feel like, it's time to use all of your mental faculties here to get your point across, Virgo. Words and how you use them are very significant right now. And mark a period whether you either have to talk your way out of something or talk your way into something here. Whatever the reason or occurrence, how you communicate through it, is writing or speaking, is of utmost importance here. It's not the time to stay, static or to sit still. Beware of gossip and other scandals. The important thing to remember is that what you say in the situation can and will be used against you. I said it, so choose your words wisely, okay? It can mean also that a friendship is just best for or you can be moving from a friendship into a relationship energy here. But, I feel like the time's not yet right to enter into a relationship with a new person here. I feel like this is being highly rational and objective. These, is something that you're really trying to strive for. This could, be, Mercury brings on keen awareness, okay, Virgo? So use your mind and what you know to the fullest of this matter, okay? And then you have the crown chakra, so you're needing to balance some chakras here. In February, it's best that we all our chakras are in line, but, when one is out of alignment, it can cause quite a muck here for you and for anybody, really. But this crown chakra, it's located at the top of our head, and it's, the 1,000-petaled lotus, or the receiver of light, right? So this is the chakra that's at the, the link with the universe, the infinite divine, essentially. So, try to sit quietly, just get out of your head and into your heart space. Just stop, try to meditate, do something that'll allow your to get out of your own thoughts here, and just allow some free-flowing energy to come into you. And in March, we have Earth element, which is stability here, coming in for you, Virgo. You're an Earth element. You strive for stability, you thrive in it as well. And when things are not so stable for you, this can create a really equal balance there. Now is that time to draw upon your strength right now. Think of yourself as solid and rooted as a tree, essentially. You're firm. Nothing's going to knock you from your spot. This is the element of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So, like I said, these are the signs that keep us centered, right? So you're very much centered going along with the Hermit that we had at the beginning. So I feel like this is practicality and wisdom here. You're all about what's real, what can be proven, and what is solid in your lives. Anything that has to do with certainty. So that, what can be seen and felt rather than what's imagined or dreamed. So I feel like, take your time. There isn't needing to be a rush in something. You can achieve what you want while going through some methodical steps here. It all depends upon how determined and measured you are, and how strong and self-assured you are, okay? This is also about finding meaning in this physical world and in your relationship. This is also about being practical and landing on your feet here, Virgo. So you're going to want to look out for some stubbornness at present, either in yourself or others. This could indicate being fixed in your views and not willing to try something new, right? So it implies you might not feel it's, time to change your ways or your course. However, action is needed. It's time to stop kind of plotting and let go of your fears here. This is about building blocks, building a home, or building a foundation in your life. And in this way, you're finding a master plan that's really working for you. This is solidifying the focus of your reading. It's a good omen because it means that you're kind of constructing a solid base that's going to last. It's also about duty and being measured in all that you do. It's standing fast for your truth. And Virgo, you're very good at this. But not the time to rush things. Patience is needed to get to where you want to be. And a mad rush could cause a tower to collapse here. So remember here, Virgo, the foundation has to be solid. Your happiness is dependent upon the structure, and that means matters will likely progress at a slow pace, and maybe a few steps back before you eventually get there, This is basically saying the batter is essential. So you're definitely going to want it to last, so don't try to rush that energy along, okay? Clarifying is the detachment here, because I feel like in some sort of energy you're going to have to detach, to get to where you want to go. And it's, we all go through those times. This represents the Justice card in traditional tarot. So sometimes our ego is definitely preventing you from seeing something clearly. And I feel like end of March, you're going to start to see that. You're going to step back, reevaluate some things, reflect upon how it isn't or isn't working in this relationship. The role that you played in the harmony or the disharmony, right? And this is that honest appraisal, Virgo, that's required here to gain clarity, help you understand what might need to be done to improve this. It's true even for the best of relationships, right? There's always a room for improvement. There's always things or energies that we get stuck in, and that sometimes kind of drag or stagnate that relationship down. It's important here to accept it. That your previous actions, decisions, and beliefs have led you to your current situation, whether it's pleasant or difficult. So, you need to steer the course of your life here, with conscious intent, by assessing your situations, accepting responsibility here. You're going to be, able to kind of free yourself from the need to blame, any other people or yourself. This is destiny, essentially. There's no guilt associated with this, only clarity and empowerment. Once you actually do detach yourself here and examine this relationship or lack of relationship, or any other matter of the heart, you're going to get a better position to decide what your next step could be. Remember, detachment knows no ego, so decisions arrived at this result must be fair and balanced for everyone involved, and try to, avoid dictating a negative energy around that. Then we have, going into April here, we have the solar eclipse revolution coming into April. So something is going to be shaken up a little bit, revolutionized in terms of love here for you, Virgo. And it's going to it's going to feel like a little bit of abrupt time for you, but, it's not saying that it's, not possible. So this spells out change, Virgo. They're earliest forecasting tools, right? So, transformations are about to happen here. And since these eclipses kind of are dramatic, you don't fear this energy, okay? This is not a negative energy. This is, the idea of death and rebirth. This is what eclipses are all about. So in other words, when it comes to eclipses, something has to die for things to be reborn, right? In this case, the solar eclipse effects are longer lasting here. So, the solar eclipse happens during the new moon. So the sun and the moon are in opposition, but perfectly aligned, right? So you can expect swift changes that won't end one chapter and start another one in your life. But you may have felt something would eventually happen, but have recently not paid much attention to the situation, and then you're presented with a shock or a jolt that makes this sudden change. So I feel like you knew it was coming, but you weren't expecting it quite so fast. This upheaval kind of takes away what has been familiar and safe for you. You're embarking on new territories, or even a new venture to a strange place, right? But it's going to be daunting, okay? These events might seem negative at first, maybe a divorce, an end of relationship, being forced to move on, losing your job, whatever. Eclipses tend to affect relationships for most, however, so you could see stressors, upsetting changes in relationship support, but for whatever reason, this it could be something taken away for the time being, or perhaps permanently here, Virgo. So one thing to count on is your life is going to go through a complete rearrangement of sorts. But the energies are saying that it's necessary to be, cruel before being kind here. So I feel like, they're not always a downside. Instead, you have to find yourself diving in to change something, fix something, and create something that you hadn't really thought of, but will work out brilliantly, okay? All in all, This implies you're being forced to make a decision and act on it here, Virgo. There's going to be no stepping away from it, even though you may have not consciously been aware just how certain these issues were, it's time to kind of look ahead and finally resolve what's held you back. Now is that time to begin anew and start a new chapter in your book of life here. And joy and stability follow that, and it's also a 4. So you really have a lot of 4s here, 444 energy coming in here, Virgo. So that could be a really powerful number for you as well. But this here is, again, this is, a beautiful summer day here. This is coming in, it's bringing joyful energy for you. And, allow your spirits to kind of, rise and lift after that revolution. Rejuvenate your relationships by renewing yourself, okay? And we're going into May, Aquarius, I know. So you're definitely getting some energy of I knowing and definitely seeking some knowledge here, Virgo. You're definitely seeking, a lot to do with knowledge for your own self as well. So I feel like, you're expected to be tested and shown new ways of the future here. I feel like, you're ahead of the game. You're kind of seeing things the way they're going to pan out. I feel like, this is a primarily mental energy here, and emotional, more than emotional. So this could, you're very much a great humanitarian, but very practical. So, this is being rational and tend not to get caught up in emotions and dramas here. So I feel like, there's always a disconnected quality to Aquarius. They're noticeably, peculiar and they take pride in that. So you could find yourself dealing with a person like that, or, it could be you. But I feel like with this card, I feel like choice, you're likely to be mastering something new and untried, which is going to lead you to some sort of greater awareness, okay? And refusing to see. There's something that you refuse to see, and that's what you're trying to know. I feel like you're in deep contemplation going into MA, I think. End of May, you're definitely wondering why you can't quite get your hands on, your mind wrapped around something here. But this is important to see relationships as what they are rather than how you'd like them to be. This is not always easy or comfortable. However, in order to make these correct decisions in your relationships, you have to be clear about it. Ask if you're trying to maintain status quo. Are you at an emotional impasse in matters of the heart here, Virgo? And at the end of May, I think you're going to discover you truly are, okay? And at that time, you could be withdrawing emotionally from this relationship. You need to make a decision regarding it, right? This does not serve your best interest, and you have to open your eyes and your heart to see the truth. Be honestly assessing that situation. You're going to know just what you need to do. Knowing the truth is going to make your decision easier, and it's going to lead you to more fulfilling relationships here. And June, water element sensing. I think you've been sensing that this is coming or been in the works for some time, and avoiding it is no longer plausible for you. This represents the Ace of Cups though here. So this is, that matters flow. It represents our emotions and our talents and imaginations. So, this is taking us that quintessential depth of feeling where intuition is more appropriate than acquired wisdom and knowledge. So, I feel like you're definitely withdrawing to fight another day, right? It's time to gather resources and gain some strength before moving ahead. This could also be at times indicating trusting too soon, or, the passive acceptance of other people's shortcomings when you shouldn't accept them. So currently, you feel like you're floating or being adrift. In a sense, it's a type of surrender. So maybe it's a surrender to a dream, a present, but there's little energy and you're going to want to withdraw. You're, like I said, in hermit mode here. So look inward. Don't worry about the drama that surrounds you. Avoid the commotion. Sit still, float, trust your inner wisdom. It's not going to steer you wrong. Like I said, the hermit mode is truly what you're kind of into here. And shine. There you get the sun card out, the best card in the deck to finish the end of June, because the water elements, you're coming out of this. The next 6 months is going to be a little bit, emotional, tumultuous in terms of love, but I think it's inner growth that's happening here, okay? Your divine guidance is beacon of light. You're a leader, teacher, and mentor for many people around you. Yes, you are. So remember to be that beacon and embrace your light and heal that shadow sides of yourself so that you can really have love and welcome love in equal balance, okay? Until next time, my friends, namaste.